This is a very informal affair. It's about you and our community, and we appreciate so much everyone being here. Let's give it up for Ward Thomas. Did they do a great job? I believe we're going to hear that name again very soon. Ward Thomas. I think we will hear about them in the United States of America, mainly because they love people just like we do. So they're going to do extremely well. Also, we would like to recognize the members of the Trigg County Historical Society. Would you guys stand, please? Trigg County Historical Society. I'll let you guys designate who you would like to come forward, but I'd like to make a personal donation to the Trigg Historical Society for allowing us the opportunity to be a part of the exhibit in the last couple of months. It was a real honor and a real privilege to see the love of this community for our radio stations, and we've had a lot of people ask about that. We were very humbled by that opportunity, and it was a whole lot of work, but it was a labor of love. And it was fun to look back at all of the things that have happened over the course of the last almost 50 years now. And it was really, I think, an honor to get to do that. So if someone will come forward and receive money, I would appreciate it. By the way,
Let's don't have a stand there.
thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Very much. As you guys may or may not know, this was part of a fundraiser for the Trigg Historical Society. We're getting ready to renovate. In fact, we're going to start taking our exhibit down tomorrow. And within the next month or two, they will start renovating the Historical Society Museum. And so we are the last exhibit to go in. So that donation is to help you a little bit, just a little bit, with your renovations, because they have a grant and they have to raise a certain amount of money in order to have a matching grant. You guys know how that process works. So so thank you again for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Let me get a picture of you.
Oh, we got to get pictures. Okay. Thank you. Thanks again. The Trigg Historical Museum also did all of our beautiful decorations today. I want to thank Mrs. Bogus for that, the beautiful roses, and got the museum ready for us today. And so we thank you for that partnership. We appreciate it very much. Next, I'd like to recognize DJ Everett, who is the owner and president, CEO of our company, on the front row here. And I'd like to recognize all of our team, everybody who's on the WKDZ-WHVO team currently. If you guys would stand, please. They do not like taking credit, but they're going to get credit today. We have an amazing team. They continuously blow me away. How giving, how much they love the community. And people ask me from all over the country, how do you do what you do? And I say, we have people who want to give, who want to super serve. It starts there. And this team gives until it hurts. And I'm very, very proud of them. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Also, I would like to recognize Mr. Willie Wilson. If you have made your way through the museum, you know that Willie was the first general manager for this company. He was one of 10 original stockholders. In 1966, when the station signed on the air, he served in that capacity for 20 years. And when he applied for the position, it's just mysterious the way it all happened. When he applied for the position, 50 people applied for that job. And I can tell you, if my job became available tomorrow, there wouldn't be 5 who would want it. So things truly have changed, Willie. And you know, there's no question, every person in this room will say, those 10 stockholders hired the right man for the right job. And what an awesome job he did for 20 incredible years right here in Davis and Trigg County. His memory is better than mine, and he continued to add to a list out there in the museum of people who have worked with him in the radio business. I couldn't even remember the most recent 20, but he could remember from 1966 to 1986. So I do want to recognize, if you will stand please, if you worked in the Willie Wilson era, please stand and let's give you guys the recognition you deserve. Mr. Tony. You trained him well. He's a hero on our team. Okay. I'd also like to recognize our sponsors, our advertisers, our supporters. Yes, we are a for-profit business. That doesn't mean we're always profitable, but it is our plan to be every day. And without question, this community has been incredibly supportive. My mother has asked me many times, how big do you want to get? How much do you really want to grow? She watches the pace that we run, and like all mothers, she worries about things like that. And I told her, our community will tell us when you've had enough. But so far, anything we've wanted to do, whether it was a power upgrade, whether it was new facilities, whether it was adding another radio station, or whether it was going all live local 24/7, 365, the community has said, we will support you, and you have done so. So I thank you for that. Cindy Lax is our senior account executive and has been with us the longest of all. She's celebrated 20 years this year in April with our company. And she takes really good care of our customers. She also takes really good care of us. But this morning we got an email that we decided that we'd share with you, because I think that the very words of this email probably are indicative of the kind of relationships that we've enjoyed for the last 45 plus years.
Thank you, Beth. Charmaine couldn't be here today. She is the owner of the Blue Heron, and she sent out the most awesome email this morning. And of course, I saw that Beth had been copied on it. And when she said, "Do you want to say anything today?" and I'm like, "I'd like to share this if I could." It says, while the federal government defines small business as gross profits of $250,000 annually, most of us in small town America define small business by Main Street. The artery of the heart of small towns is still trying to thrive. Investing in Main Street and small town culture can be risky, and oftentimes just barely pays the bills, with the ebb and flow of economics hitting the steps of our business in our zip code long before an economic analysis tries to crunch numbers and make sense of it all. What does make sense is the passion involved. The passion that is not written for you, but born in you. Holding privately owned business is where you find the mavericks and the risk takers. It is also where you find the believers, like WKDZ radio station owner DJ Everett. My hat is off to this man and his team for what they have done as a privately owned small business while keeping it real for Main Street. Thank you for keeping us informed and safe, and for staying local. We are thrilled to hear of the recent back-to-back awards with the Marconi and the Crystal Radio Awards. Congratulations, Mr. Everett and General Manager Beth Mann. And thank you to the morning crew and Cindy Lax for taking care of our account for so many years and shining so brightly with the morning show. So today, enjoy your awards and your hard work. We believe in you and this time, and it is okay to talk about what a great job you have done for our community. The microphone has been turned to you today, so take it all in. Give yourselves a group high five. Go ahead, jump if you want. Remember, because no one will see this on the radio this afternoon. That is from Jim and Charmaine for the Blue Heron. And I can't go away without saying how much I owe to DJ Everett and to Beth Mann for giving me the opportunities they have for the last 20 years to do something I love every day. I love coming to this company. It's a great company to work for and to serve our community. Thank you.
Now I want to tell you a little bit about our awards. People keep getting confused, and it is still almost fuzzed over here, glared over, that we were fortunate enough to win 2 of the top honors in the country in the same year. The Crystal Radio Award, which is this little award that when DJ first saw it, he said, "Well, that's not much." And I said, "Well, pick it up." And then he realized, oh yeah, it is much. It's small, but it's very heavy. Trust me, when you carry it through the airport in your carry-on bag, it's a heavy award. The Crystal Award is given by the National Association of Broadcasters. It started in 1987. They wanted to recognize radio stations for their service to the community. And as you all know, we are licensed to serve. That is our job. We are to serve our community of licensed WKDZ AM and FM, licensed to Cadiz, Kentucky, WHVO, licensed to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So it is our job to serve. But the definition of service is very wide. And some stations take that very lightly, and they do enough to keep their license, and some go way beyond the simple. 10 stations are recognized each year, regardless of market size. So it can be Cadiz, Kentucky, and it can be Washington, D.C., but we're all in the pot together. There are 12,000 radio stations in the hunt for a Crystal. 12,000, okay? 10 stations are recognized for that Crystal Award, regardless of size of staff, regardless of size of town, regardless of profitability. WKDZ was a finalist, which is the top 50. They narrow it down to 50, and then they honor top 10 out of that 50 twice before, in 1999 and in 2010. And we finally won that top honor in 2013 in April in Las Vegas. The Marconi is given for overall excellence. It includes all things about your business. Your programming, your listenership, hopefully financially secure, but it's based on all things, okay? It is also an NAB Marconi Award. It was established in 1989, and it was named after the inventor, Marconi, Nobel Prize winner, which you will see out there in the museum. There are about 9,000 small market radio stations, okay? About 9,000. And we do compete by size in the Marconis. There are 21 total Marconis, one by each category, one by format, and one by personality. So there's one small market station in the country. And we were honored to be the recipient of that in September in Orlando. We won the same honor in 2002, which was quite interesting because we had just bought the WHVO in Hopkinsville. And we did not go to the awards ceremony because we had a Fort Campbell military, Hopkinsville Salutes Fort Campbell Week event. And we decided that we needed to be there for that because at the time we were a really small staff and it took all of us to make it happen. So we didn't know until Monday. Of course, we didn't have cell phones the same way, they didn't text and do all of that. We didn't know until Monday that we had won the top honor in the country. So this one was extra sweet, because we were able to be there, DJ and I, to receive the award in Orlando. So that's kind of the history of those two awards. These awards belong to the community. You're the ones who earned the awards. By attending our events, you supported our causes, advertising on our stations. You're the ones who made it happen. Partnerships like the Katie's Rotary Club began in 1966. You can see out in the museum where the Rotary Club formed literally at about the same time the radio station sounded on the air. And within 1 year, the first Rotary radio auction was held on 106.3. At the time, 1110 AM, actually. It had been on 1110 AM, wasn't it really? In that partnership, over time, the Katie's Rotary auction has grown significantly and was actually the highest per capita raised in the country with your 2012 results of $242,000. $1.5 million in the last 10 years was raised with that partnership of WKDZ and the Katie's Rotary Club. Scott, I thank you guys very much for that partnership, and you know it means the world to me. Relay for Life. Last year alone, raised $256,000 in Christian and Trigg County combined. We're corporate sponsors of both of those. When Relay started 15 years ago, Karen Clement came to the radio station. I have a picture of Al and Cindy, the three of us, and asked us if we would partner with Relay. And of course the answer was, would be honored. We've been there each of those 15 years as a media sponsor. We've broadcast every year, sometimes in lots of rain, but it's been quite an honor to be involved with Relay. You may or may not know that our Trigg County Relay has raised $2.2 million in those 15 years. And we were #1 in the nation per capita 7 times. So when I say you earned the awards, we have data to back that. The radio station didn't do that. You did that as a community. Our News Edge partnerships, we experience a wonderful relationship with the city government, county government, our police department. Those partnerships allow us to provide a quality product 24/7, 365. And then there are dozens of other partnerships. Humane Society, I think it means the world to me that we get to put lost and found pets together every day. And that may sound real hometown, but it's our hometown, and we're proud of that. Our museums, the Janice Mason Art Museum, as well as this one, our Chamber of Commerce, our tourism, The Alzheimer's Walk just raised a record amount of money. The American Heart Association just raised a record amount of money. And that list goes on and on and on of partnerships that have been successful. I want to share with you what our summary for our Marconi said. We had to summarize the Crystal. The Crystal's about a 12-page application, and it includes pictures and letters. Dr. Sutherland wrote a beautiful letter for us on behalf of the Rotary Club. Pat and Danny supplied a lot of stuff for me about Relay, but you have to tell your whole community story. But then you have to summarize, and then for the Marconi, how many words is it, DJ? They let you use
200.
200 words. Imagine telling your whole story in 200 words.
Used to be 230, but they cut that down to 200.
Okay. And trust me, we used all
Entirely
200 words. So I'm going to share the 200 words with you, okay? Every member of the WKDZ-FM team is committed to excellence in super serving our community. It's evidenced in $242,000 raised in our Rotary radio auction in this county of $14,000, the highest per capita in the country, and totaling over $1.5 million in the last 10 years. The $256,000 we helped Relay for Life raise in 2 communities brings our 15-year total in Trigg County alone to over $2.2 million, making us #1 in the nation per capita 7 times. Funds raised for countless community organizations in 2012 easily exceeded $800,000. We broadcast over 130 community events. We aired over 20,000 promos and PSAs and conducted over 1,200 community interviews on our morning show. As the area's only locally owned, locally operated, and staffed stations, as others cut back, we continued to invest in new and better ways to serve, such as a full-time staff meteorologist, enhanced weather forecasting tools, and added facilities, personnel, and software in our award-winning newsroom and digital media department. With the NAB Crystal Award we received earlier this year, WKDZ-FM is the only station in Kentucky to have won both a Crystal and a Marconi as Small Market Station of the Year. Well, as you know, we were fortunate enough to go ahead and win the Marconi, and so now that makes us the only small market station in the country to have ever won both in the same year. So, at this time I'd like for DJ Everett to come forward and say what you'd like to say.